Welcome. Some people are going to say this is Laylatul Bara, but there is no Muslim Halloween per se. There is narrations where Muhammad ibn Abdullah, or at least there is a narration, where he went to the graveyard that night, and it's said what night it was, but it's not like it's the only time during the day or the night that he went to the graveyard. And the preparation of Shab'aan and getting ready for RamaDaan, dropping off the fasting in the last half of the month, if you're not typically somebody who fasts, in other months outside of Ramadan, still does not make this a Muslim Halloween. But a lot of people will take the narrations of history and just make up holidays left and right. But a human being needs a break from holidays, don't they? If we're going to have, depending on where you are, a holiday every single day of the year, just like the Catholics have 10,000 something saints, official saints, do we need to celebrate a saint day every day of the year? No. Certainly in the Islamic world, it's not a necessary thing. There is no repetition of the funeral 40 days later, a year later. Some people want to practice other cultures that came from before. So 4 things being said in the funeral. 1 renders as, there's no bowing or prostrating during the funeral prayer. 1 renders as, O God, all divinity, forgive him, have mercy on him, give him peace and pardon him, receive him honorably, and make his grave spacious, wash him with water, snow and hail, cleanse him from faults, as thou didst cleanse a white garment from dirt, grant him in exchange an abode better than this abode, a family better than his household, and a mate better than his mate. Cause him to enter the garden and protect him from the torment of the grave and the torture of the fire. And I don't think that there's anything male specific there. Remember, in Semitic languages, the masculine tends to be gender neutral. And another thing to say, because there's different portions, so Allahu Akbar, first surah of the Quran, Allahu Akbar, 4 of those. 3, and then Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. And another thing to say in a funeral, O God, forgive thou those of us that are alive, and those of us that are dead, and those of us that are present, and those of us that are absent, those of us that are young, and those of us that are old, our males and females. O God, whomsoever thou keepeth alive, let him die. Whosoever of us thou keepest alive, let him live in surrender. And whomsoever thou causeth to die, okay, I skipped ahead, that was what the problem was. Cause him to die as a believer. O God, deprive us not of his reward, and misguide us not after him. And a third, all these are Allahumma anta, okay, only one of them is Allahumma aghfir lana lahu, Allahumma aghfir lahayyana. Okay. All divinity, so-and-so, the son of so-and-so, and so is under thy care, and secure thy neighborhood. Therefore save him from the trial of the grave, and the torture of the fire. Thou art the possessor of fidelity and praise. O God, forgive him, and have mercy on him. Verily, thou alone art the forgiver and the merciful. And the next installment. And then another one. O God, thou art the Lord of this. If it was thou who didst create it and guide it to submission, it is thou who hast now withdrawn its soul. It is thou who knowest what is secret in it and what is manifest. We have come as intercessors, so forgive thou him. So, not intercessors in the way of, someone dying for your sins or something like that. Or, they pray for you in terms of, well, I'm not going to pray, you pray for me, or, praying through that sort of intercessory is not believed in Islam. But the three parts in between the out loud parts, the first surah, the Quran, benedictions, the Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad, and that sort of thing, and then one of these. And depending on the age or the gender, by age I mean prepubescent versus not, versus later in life. That's what I mean. So the gender would be changed for these, but Allahumma aghfir lahu warhamhu wa'afihi wa'afu anhu wa'akrimu nuzulahu wa'wasi'a mudkhalahu wagsilhu bilma'i wa thalji walbadrade wa naqihi min al-qataya kama naqaita thawba abyada min ad-nasi wa abdilhu daran khayran min darihi wa ahlan khayran min ahlihi wa zawjan khayran min zawjihi. Okay, companions. And the second, Allahumma aghfir li hayyina wa mayyitina wa shahidina wa ghaibina wa sagirina wa kabirina wa dhakarina wa unthana. Allahumma man ahyayntahu minna fa ahyayha ala islami wa man tawaffaytahu minna fa tawaffahu ala imani. Allahumma la tahrimna ajrahu wa la tudillanna ba'da. I'm not used to saying these passages, so forgive my spottiness with these. And the third that I shared, Allahumma inna fulana bna fulanin fi dhimmatika wa habli jiwarika faqihi fitnata qabri wa adhabin nari wa anta ahlul wafai walhamdi. Allahumma faghfir lahu warhamhu innaka anta ghafurur rahim. So obviously one is reciting, or not necessarily reciting if one's praying for their behalf. That's the important thing to do in the third portion. Allahumma anta Rabuha wa anta kalaktaha wa anta hadaitaha le Islam wa anta kambadta ruhaha wa anta Allahu besireha wa ala niyateha na shufa faghfir laha. So, but in considering why they would come up with the Muslim Halloween, I would want to know what year the whole thing started on. So what Egyptian holiday? I think it started in Egypt, and there certainly were Egyptian holidays that, through one system or another, could have been, we need one of those. Let's have a Day of the Dead. Or a Hindu. It started one of those two places. It's hard to say. Things could have been going on for generations before anybody decided to write it down, even when writing was there, because it's like, when most people don't write, most people don't write. It's like, it turns out that the Quran was written down a good 500 different times. Oh, we don't have it written, but we've been saying it. And sometimes people were saying it before they knew how to write Arabic. And so finally people learned how to write Arabic, and okay, we need to write the thing down. And I've seen from various compilations, and there's at least 500 people who are known as compilers of the Quran. So when people invent other holidays, like the Prophet's birthday celebration, which day of the year, there's different days of the years, but this Muslim Halloween thing, being the 15th of Shab'aan, probably latched on to a narration. Somebody says, see, the Prophet visited the graveyard this night. But he had motivation. He wanted to combine it with another holiday that was going on, because I guess maybe that was the deal breaker for some people. Just like Vladimir von Parr, you can't tell a Russian not to drink. So, he went to Catholicism. He liked the message of Islam, but you can't drink, huh? Can't do that. So sometimes the sheikhs or whatever compromise. But the question I ask you is, do you need more than several holidays, 2 different holidays a year, compromising several days or whatever? Well, that's what I mean, is that some people treat this night as a Muslim Halloween, because I'm sure I mentioned it earlier in what I had to say, is that there were narrations where Muhammad ibn Abdullah went to the graveyard. But I only remember one of them that said the day. So the 15th of Shab'aan, between the 14th and the 15th days, is the 15th night. So that's why I'm making this here today. But that's what I'm going to close as. So, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.